The Submarine and The Journalist. On a warm August evening in Copenhagen, freelance journalist Kim Wall thought she was chasing a story. Instead, she was stepping into a nightmare. Kim was ambitious, curious, and fearless, the kind of reporter who thrived on uncovering eccentric characters and hidden worlds. When she heard about Peter Madsen, Denmark's eccentric inventor, she knew she had found her next subject. Madsen was a local celebrity, a self-styled visionary who built rockets and submarines with his own hands. To some, he was a genius. To others, a reckless dreamer. His crowning achievement was the UC-3 Nautilus, the largest privately built submarine in the world. After weeks of silence, Peter finally agreed to meet Kim. They shared tea in his workshop, surrounded by tools, metal scraps, and the looming shadow of the submarine. Then Peter made an offer that seemed irresistible. "Would you like to take a ride?" For Kim, it was the perfect hook, an interview inside the submarine itself. She texted her partner, assuring him she'd be back in a few hours. Then she boarded the Nautilus, smiling in photos as the vessel slipped into the water. But Kim never came back. Hours passed. Her partner grew anxious. By 1:45 a.m., with no word from Kim, he called the police. Soon, helicopters and patrol boats scoured the dark waters for the missing submarine. At dawn, they found it. The Nautilus was sinking and Peter Madsen was swimming to shore. Rescued, he claimed there had been a mechanical failure. But when asked about Kim, his story faltered. First, he said he had dropped her off earlier. Then, under pressure, he admitted she had died in an accident, struck by a heavy hatch. It was a story that didn't hold. Days later, the sea gave up its secrets. A cyclist spotted a torso washed ashore. Forensic analysis revealed stab wounds. Deliberate, brutal, impossible to reconcile with Peter's tale of an accident. Over the following weeks, divers recovered more remains: Kim's head, limbs, clothing, and the tools used to dismember her. Investigators dug deeper into Peter's life. On his computer, they found disturbing videos of torture and murder, not his own recordings, but evidence of a fascination with violence. Combined with the forensic evidence, the picture was chilling. Peter changed his story again. He claimed Kim had died of carbon monoxide poisoning. But by then, no one believed him. Prosecutors argued that once the submarine submerged, Kim was trapped. Peter attacked her, fulfilling a violent fantasy. He killed her, dismembered her body, and tried to sink his own creation to erase the crime. The court agreed. Peter Madsen was convicted of murder and sentenced to life in prison. Kim Wall's death shocked the world. She had boarded the Nautilus in pursuit of a story about invention, ambition, and human curiosity. Instead, her fate became a cautionary tale about the darkness that can lurk behind genius. Her legacy endures not in the submarine that became her tomb, but in the stories she left behind, stories that remind us why journalists risk everything to uncover the truth.
The Chosen One, Vince Lee versus the Alien Invasion. Vince Lee was an ordinary Canadian, a man who worked odd jobs, paid his bills, and lived a quiet life. Nothing about him suggested greatness, until one day a voice began to whisper in his mind. It wasn't just any voice. It claimed to be his God. "Vince," it said, "you have been chosen. The world is under siege. Aliens walk among humanity, disguised as ordinary people. You are the new protector, the one who must stop them." At first, Vince thought he was losing his mind. But the voice was relentless, guiding him, urging him to travel across the country. So he obeyed. He boarded buses, walked for miles, and vanished for days at a time, chasing shadows of extraterrestrials hidden in plain sight. His wife worried. His neighbors whispered. But Vince pressed on. The mission was too important. Humanity's survival depended on him. Armed only with a backpack and a hunting knife, Vince wandered from city to city. Each time he boarded a Greyhound bus, he wondered, is one of them here? Is one of these passengers an alien in disguise? The voice assured him, yes, they are everywhere, watching, waiting. One night, Vince sat at the back of a bus beside a weary traveler named Tim. Tim looked human enough, headphones in, eyes closed, exhausted from a long journey. But then the voice returned, sharper than ever. "Vince, this is one of them. If you don't act, he will awaken and destroy you. Destroy us all." The bus hummed along the dark highway. Vince's heart pounded. Was this the moment? Was this the alien he had been sent to stop? The passengers around him had no idea of the cosmic battle unfolding in Vince's mind. To them, he was just another man on a long ride. To Vince, he was humanity's last hope. Every decision weighed heavy. Was the voice truly divine? Or was it something else, perhaps even the aliens themselves twisting his perception? What happened next would become legend. Some say Vince fought bravely against the alien threat. Others claim he was consumed by visions too powerful to resist. But one thing is certain, Vince Leia's journey became a turning point in humanity's war against the hidden invaders. Years later, whispers spread across Canada. The aliens had been driven back, their infiltration slowed. And though Vince vanished into obscurity, some believe he still walks among us, listening for the voice, waiting for the next command. Because the invasion isn't over. It never was.